Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another FIFA 21 formation vid, where today I'm going to be sharing with you my new and updated 4-3-3-4 variant custom tactics. Now this formation is a brilliant formation. It is a super attacking formation, so if you want to play like a really attacking style of FIFA, this is a great formation to use. This is one of the best. It's especially the way we build it, very attacking. This is not a formation for people who really like sort of passive or possession based games. This is people who just like to be extremely attacking on the front foot. Sure, you might get countered, but it's kind of that I'm gonna outscore you sort of formation. That's what this formation, they're the play styles this one suits best. Now, obviously, the personnel that you pick is important in terms of each position. For example, centre midfielders ideally want to be centre midfielders that are very forward thinking, have good dribbling, have good passing, and also have some decent shooting as well, because they will get into plenty of shooting positions. Obviously, your wingers want to have good pace and also some very good dribbling, and then your strikers obviously wants to be a top tier finisher as well. So in terms of the tactics, these are the tactics that I personally would recommend. Defensive style in a 4-3-3, it's not the best formation. It's not a terrible formation to press in. If you wanted to try, for example, press after possession loss, you can. Obviously, that front sort of six, if you like, you know, the two centre mids, the cam, the two wingers, and the striker could do a good pressing job on like a 4-4-2, for example. Any formation that is narrow as well, this sort of formation would be great on. So press could work against other people who play narrow formations, and it would work well against play people that play the wide formations, because you have the wingers to be able to stop the out ball. So this could be a good formation to press in. I just think for me and my play style, I don't like to play on a press. It just doesn't really suit the strengths of my game, but you absolutely could play on a press if you want to. If you play on like balance like I do, and you feel like there's just not enough there, you need that press, then you can go on a press and it will definitely work for this formation. Defensive width, I don't really tend to tinker around too much with defensive width, really in any formation. I tend to keep it kind of around the 4 to 6 mark for all formations. I don't think there's really much benefit to going super wide or super narrow, because you go super narrow, you give up the wings, you go super wide, you give up the midfield. So, you know, I like to just stay in the middle and try my best to cover both. I don't want to make it obvious and say, I'm going to be super narrow, you can just have the wings. So I like to just sort of stay in the middle and deal with it as it comes. In terms of depth, like I said, this is a really attacking formation. I've gone super high on the depth. I just want to get in my opponent's face. Like I said, this is a formation that if you want to play with this sort of depth, high depth like this, you've got to be a confident defender, because you're going to get left one-on-one a lot. And especially because we don't have any like CDMs or anything to protect the back four, you're going to be left one-on-one an awful lot. You know, through balls in behind are going to be coming from your opponent. So you've got to be confident 1v1. And again, personnel is really important. If you're going to play with this high depth, you've got to have like very quick defenders, especially very quick fullbacks. Like, obviously, I'm lucky that I've got Davies and Trent Alexander-Arnold, super fast fullbacks that can get back in and obviously defend. So if you're going to play with a high depth, you have to have a really, really speedy back line. I know a lot of people are playing like fullbacks at centre back nowadays. So if you have a really speedy back line, you can play really high depth and you can get away with it a little bit more. In terms of offensive style, you could get away with playing with fast build-up in this formation if you want to. It's just, for me, I don't personally like playing fast build-up. Again, it's not really my play style. I like the long ball technique. I've used the long ball technique for so many months, so many like FIFAs. And I'm so used to playing with it now that I just pretty much use it all the time. I think it's really effective and does a great job for me. In terms of offensive width, I've gone for that on 7. Again, I want to utilize the wingers in this formation. The wingers in this formation, I don't really want them to be goal threats. I want them to kind of be distractions. Again, your cam, from my experience, your cam and your striker are the two guys who get the most goals. Your wingers are there more to kind of distract and just sort of change up the play, rather than just it being constantly through the middle. Your wingers are out wide, making sure that, you know, just keeping your opponent honest, so he doesn't have to just focus on one area. He has to focus on the wings as well, because you could very easily get on the outside and exploit him there. So it just keeps your opponent honest. So I like to play with a little bit wider, especially in wide formations, and then the rest of the stuff is just the standard stuff that I like to use for all formations. In terms of instructions for the goalkeeper, we've got comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. This seems to have been patched recently. Like sweeper keeper now seems to be a little bit more effective than it used to in the last patch. I don't know if it was maybe like silently done, but your keeper actually seems to come out for the ball. Certainly from my experience, your keeper seems to come out and actually clear the ball, whereas before he just didn't do it and you had to come and do it, and then it just ended up being a big mess. But now your keeper actually seems to come out and it's very, very effective. In terms of the fullbacks, Davies and Trent Alexander-Arnold on stay back while attacking. Of course, they have to be on stay back while attacking because that front six is going to just be doing so much attacking. You just do not ever want to have these guys doing anything but staying back. They need to be as solid as possible and try and hold that line. And like I said, your fullbacks super important. You've got to have pacey fullbacks, like really speedy fullbacks, if you're going to be playing that high line like we said. In terms of the two midfielders, Seedorf and Kimmich, both on balanced attack, but both on stay on edge of the box. Stay on edge of the box just for the counter attacks. That's what I want them to be doing. I just want them to be... you don't need them getting into the box, because if they get into the box, your opponent's just going to have like 30, 40 yards of space to counter without any pressure on them. So those guys need to be on stay on edge of the box. But balanced attack, because they are going to be getting forward and sliding passes through to the strikers. Obviously, as well, like we said with the wingers, they're not primarily there to score. So that kind of four in midfield, the 2 centimeters, the cam and striker, they're really your goal threat. So these two midfielders, you've got to make sure they have decent shooting as well. Preferably a 4-star weak foot. Relatively decent passing and dribbling would be ideal as well. We've then got Rooney in at cam. We've got him on get into the box for the cross and free roam. Obviously, free roam is just something that just works super effective for me. And I just... It's just out of habit now. I use it. It's just so effective. I just can't imagine not having it on my team. And then this Cam can get into the box because obviously his job is just to score goals and try and get as many goals as he can. So he needs to be on getting to the box whilst the two midfielders behind him are on stay back. Cruyff up front wants to be on getting behind and stay central. Pretty much the standard stuff for any striker that we use. And then the two wingers we want on getting behind, but we want the balanced width on default because I want these guys to be using the width. Normally, I would like to have the wingers on cut inside for potential goals. But in this formation, I want the wingers to actually be wingers and like I said, not really focus too much on these guys scoring. These guys really want to be there to create opportunities for the rest of the team to score and just kind of distract your opponent from maybe you get the ball out on the left with Henry. Seedorf is running through, Rooney's running through, you know, Cruyff's in the box, Kimmich is across the cover, maybe Dybala's coming in at the back post, maybe a late run or something. You know, I want the wingers to play as wingers, which is why I don't really want them on cut inside. I want them to be on balance width. So sometimes they'll go outside and sometimes they will come on the inside. But like it says in the text, depending on the situation, that's really what I want them to be doing. In terms of getting into the box, I really want these guys on staying on edge of the box. I don't really want these guys getting into the box, as I said, because their job is not really to score goals. That is the job of the four in midfield, the four central players. Their job is to score the goals. But that is it for my 4-3-3-4 video. This is a great formation. Like I said, if you're looking for a super attacking formation, this 4-3-3-4 is one of the best you can use. And especially the way we've set it up, as you can see, it's a very aggressive. If you don't like this style of play, you don't like this aggressive sort of setup, you don't have to use this. You can just find one of our other videos that you may like and use that one. But if you do enjoy this formation, do let me know how it goes. Let me know if you want any other videos and formations covering down in the comment section. Make sure you do subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. Make sure you join our Discord down below for more great tips on FIFA 21. But that is all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.